Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the live stream today, guys. I'll tell you, it is a very insane day in the market today. We gave back all of those gains from yesterday and last night, actually, and then this morning just tumbled straight off. We're right back down to around $370 right now. The bell just rang and the SPY, like I said, is approaching that pre-market low of this morning. You can see the SPY is really selling off here, like I said. The low of this morning, I should say, is 369.44. So watch for a break down below that. That is actually my free day trade in the Discord today. So if we do see that big breakdown, definitely watch for more downwards movement. But it definitely seems like the bears are going to be winning this battle, at least over the next few weeks or something like that, I would think. You know, in my opinion, the SPY is just not done selling off. We look at that max daily chart, and personally, I think we could come down to like 350 or like 360, somewhere like that personally, especially now that we're breaking below some of these key levels once again, like that big support around 370. I hate to see us moving below that, and hopefully we hold that today, but like I said, I don't have a good feeling about it. But yeah, good morning, Jamie, George, Keisha, of course, Peter, Mike, Chang, Hunter, Vicky, E. Thank you guys so much for joining up this morning. I definitely appreciate you guys being here for sure. Let's see. Peter says, good morning. Keisha says, another dud. Yeah, another dud. Definitely. It's been a bad day, obviously, and a bad past few months. So, yeah, you're right. Definitely another dud. The last time Powell spoke, we covered this yesterday, the market ran up, you know, just like yesterday, and then the next day gave it all right back. I feel like that's kind of what's happening right now on the SPY. But guys, I did want to point something out really quick. It looks like the SPY is bouncing off of 370, and now we're getting some momentum back up. So that looks pretty good, at least right now on this nice 1 minute candle. I know it's only 1 minute, so don't keep, don't necessarily think that just because we're moving up now that we're gonna have some crazy uptrend or anything over the next hour. But I will say it is good to see the market at least having some green at market open. Hopefully we can keep up with that little bit of momentum, and who knows, maybe it can start to ride out a little bit. But I will say I was very worried about a lot of stocks today. Like Tesla was down a lot in pre-market, Apple was down, Microsoft gapped down. So all these big tech stocks were kind of like gapping down this morning, and it just made for some pretty bad movement. Carlos 182, good morning, thanks for being here, of course. Let me know what stocks you guys are watching. I'll definitely be interested to see what everybody's looking at. Mike Chang is saying, good morning, everybody. Oh boy, another rug pull. Yeah, it is. I guess yeah, we're really pulling the rug on this one. Wow. I'll tell you, some of these big tech stocks last night started really falling back off. Like, look at Microsoft here. We had those two big green days heading up into the FOMC meeting yesterday, and then of course now we're starting to tank right back off. And whenever I look at Microsoft, guys, this looks like a pretty good dead cat bounce setup. I hope that's not what ends up happening, but if this is a dead cat bounce here, we're going to probably see a pretty big downtrend again on Microsoft, probably down to like 230 or something like that. I think we could see a pretty safe move down to there, but nonetheless, I know that those puts are getting more expensive by the day as that IV is kind of shooting up too. Let's see, like, over a 5 minute chart what happened. I was hoping yesterday that IV would start to fall off, and it definitely did towards the end of the day, but this morning we we're right back up there. So I guess I was glad to see it falling off yesterday, because sometimes you have to treat those FOMC events kind of like an earnings play where you'll have like an IV crush afterwards. So I kind of feel like that with that event yesterday, I was looking for that IV crush, and we saw it, but unfortunately now that IV's right back. But yeah, guys, just let me know what stocks you're watching. And of course, don't forget to smash that like button. You know, liking the stream always really helps. We're up to 9 likes today. We hit almost 20 likes yesterday, I think. So yeah, just like up that stream. Maybe we can get up to 20 likes. That would be a really good goal for this morning. But, you know, looking at my watch list here today, there is one stock back to the upside again, which is good old Redbox. They are actually... They don't have momentum now, but they had some pretty good movement in pre-market today. And yeah, they started really breaking up, but I'll tell you, they are definitely giving those gains back now. They're falling right back off to that $12 support, so not looking good here on Redbox, but most of the stocks on my watch list are red, of course. I only have like 2 or 3 of them in the green. Redbox is the only one that is green by any type of any type of significant amount. The second one green is actually Twitter, believe it or not, guys. Twitter had a really good move yesterday in after hours and then started coming back down, which was very interesting. So yeah, it was just I don't know, it was just very interesting, but nonetheless, they had that big move up last night. I know there was obviously a lot of good movement going on yesterday in the market, so that definitely helps. But yeah, I know that Twitter has been going insane. Obviously, everything with Elon buying them and everything like that's been helping, but they are giving those gains right back today. So it's not like they're flying up with momentum this morning or anything. But I will say that was a very interesting move in after hours yesterday, and I know Twitter seems to always pop like with some weird news and pre-market and after hours. So always be on the lookout if you're trading Twitter. It seems like they always have those weird gaps like this. But yeah, most of the stocks are down on my watch list. Like I said, we have Roblox down 7% after they had a very explosive day yesterday. They are now having 2 pretty big legs back to the downside, all the way down to like 26.75 here. I know yesterday we were talking about it maybe getting up to $30. So yeah, to see him down that much is not good. They're giving those gains right back. Unity is actually lower than yesterday, guys. It's breaking down to new lows, which is very unfortunate for that one. DraftKings is another one, guys. I mean, look at them. They're falling back off. They look like they're going to tumble below like 1150 today. I hope that doesn't happen, but oof, I'll tell you guys, these movements that we're seeing are just insane. The price action's insane, and then just overall the news and everything mounting has been insane too. Everybody always forgets about the Russia situation right now, but we still have that going on too in the background, so don't forget about that. But yeah, even AMD is down to $85 almost on this pullback right here. This is a very rough pullback with AMD. Let's check them out on like the 180-day 1-hour chart, because AMD is going to be approaching some big support. You can see 82 or like 82.11 was obviously that low back in April, it looks like. So definitely watch out for that. There was definitely some support also like around 83 or 84. So looks like AMD's had a few levels it's been bouncing at, and I hope it can come up. But today, this is a brutal setup, guys. I just hate the way that we're seeing like 2 legs of the downside. That doesn't mean that we won't see a pop up intraday. It's just, overall, like this movement the past couple weeks looks terrible. Like I said, this is like almost like a dead cat bounce that we ended up having. And it's really unfortunate because the market was holding up so well yesterday. It seemed like we might start to pop up, but just like that last meeting, those indices fell right back off the next day, along with a lot of stocks. What is also unfortunate is that those bank stocks, guys, are also down. So JP Morgan, I forgot about these guys here. They are down to 112.76 here at the low. So wow, that is a pretty bad sell-off to the downside, guys. JP Morgan's making new yearly lows. I know Peter is always talking about yearly lows, and it's pretty insane to see how this is down to 112.85 here. I mean, guys, this is such a good buying opportunity, but just be so careful, because obviously the banks are gonna go crazy with all the rate hike news and everything like that, and hopefully it helps them out eventually, but for now it is definitely hurting them in the short term. Peter says the dollar sign DJI is very close to being under 30K, which is the Dow Jones index. Let's go check her out. Yeah, the Dow Jones industrial average here down to 29. Wow, Peter, it's under it. Yeah, and we are now under that. So good call out there. It only took a couple minutes, but yeah, we're now breaking below 30K on the Dow. So that is a really bad sign, guys. Obviously, whenever you guys look at the market and you look at the SPY, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and everything like that, and then you look at them on daily charts, I mean, these sell-offs are starting to get pretty exponential, guys, and we're almost back down to the pre-COVID high. That pre-COVID high was at like 29,580 or like 29,600, so we're only a few $100s away from that, and I'm curious if we'll get a bounce there or not. If you think we will, let me know in the chat, but I don't know. It's going to be a tough go here. To get a bounce at that support would be pretty insane, especially considering all the selling pressure that's been happening over the past couple weeks. But yeah, pretty insane there. B Square says, good morning, Raymond. Post some monkeys. Yeah, the market is monkeying around with us. That's for sure. Santi says, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Thanks for joining up this morning. Sal says, good morning. The only thing I see up this morning is Lunkin Coffee. Oh, man, I forgot their ticker. Is it LNK? I mean, I would hope it's LNK. Let's see. Lunkin Coffee. Hang on, let me look this up. I forgot their ticker, guys. Let's see. Let's see. What is it? LNKCY. Oh, I think I was partly right. Let's see. Nope. That's not working either. Can you even trade Lunkin Coffee? I don't even see their ticker like popping up here, which is unfortunate for me, but oh, it's giving me Luckin Coffee. Luckin. Strange, guys. I don't know. What is that ticker? Let me know in the chat for sure for Lunkin. I honestly forgot. I haven't traded that in forever. But Keisha says Chewy held up. You know, it tried, Keisha. I will say it did kind of gap down. It's definitely holding up a lot better than other stocks are. That's for sure. It's only down like 2%. Yeah, it's definitely holding up a little bit better. I will say, though, I don't like this setup, though, still. Just with the way we gap down and the way it looks like we're moving this morning, I could see us definitely going lower, so hate to see that. Oh, it's LKN, not LNK. That's where I was off. LKNCY. Gotcha. Luckin Coffee. I kept thinking Lunkin. Okay. Makes sense here. But wow, it's down really big this morning, though, Sal, I will say. Luckin is, yeah, it's selling off in a big way here. It's down 7.5%. I know you said it was up. I don't know, maybe you went yesterday, but wow, today it is starting to really sell off here this morning. Maybe you're delayed on your time, Sal. If you are using delayed data, it's probably showing the data still from yesterday, which is crazy. But yeah, so far this morning, you can see we are down 7.25%. I hope that it comes back up, but I don't have a good feeling about it there. Peter or Trading Lifestyle says the dollar's staying low, so I see this coming back up soon. Let's see. Let's see. $DXY. Let's see if it's coming back up, Peter. Yeah, I mean, it is staying low. You're definitely right here. It's starting to sell back off, which is interesting, and we're actually starting to pop back below that 1,000 SMA, which has been holding up on the charts actually very well over the past couple weeks. Let me check out that 1,000 on like a longer term chart here. Yeah, you can see how the 1,000 we touched back on like last Thursday, and now we're right back touching it once again, but we're actually falling under it, unfortunately. Yeah, Peter, I mean, the dollar, it can go all over the place, but you know, it does kind of look like it's going to start tumbling off a little bit here, so I wouldn't be surprised if the market popped up with that, but we'll have to see what ends up really happening, because as of now, the market's down and the dollar is, let's see. Yeah, the market's down and the dollar's down right now, Peter, so I guess that goes to show that they can move together sometimes, so hopefully we see that market pop back up, Peter, but man, I don't know. It's going to be a tough day. Like you said, if that dollar starts popping back, then I think we can get more bearish on the SPY. But yeah, right now the SPY is just still staying down around lows. But I feel you, Peter. Hopefully we pop up. But, you know, to me, we're breaking 370 and we're starting to really break down. And this was actually my free day trade in the Discord today, guys. I had a put play on SPY below that low of day there around 369.40. Yeah, we're all the way down now to 368.40, and it looks like we are continuing to sell off. So far, so good on that little scalp play that I was talking about there. Hopefully, she runs down a little bit more so you can maybe collect some good profits if you played it. But yeah, I appreciate all the comments. You know, thank you for commenting about Luckin and everything like that. I'm definitely open to looking at some of those stocks like that, especially whenever they have momentum. Mike Chang says, I have so many stocks in the red, but my biggest concern is Disney. Yeah, I'll tell you, Disney has been really rough. We've been staying under $100 a share, you know, ever since we fell below it last week. But today, we're actually not doing too bad with Disney. We're down like 1.3, 1.4%. I will say it could be a lot worse, on my opinion, or it could be a lot worse, in my opinion. But nonetheless, it's still definitely some red movement, and I definitely feel you being concerned about it, Mike. It's going to be tough for them. They reported some slowdowns with Disney Plus, I believe, on their last earnings, and yeah, it was just a very insane report there. But I hope that Disney can start to come back, and I really will say this, Mike. I feel like that Disney is a really good longer term play. I love it for the longer term, and even I think if you're getting it under $100, you're getting it at a really good price point. So that's my spiel with Disney, but I like them and I think they'll do just fine. I will say they've been doing some weird stuff like politically and stuff lately, but hopefully they just keep their mouths shut and hopefully that helps their stock, Mike. But Sal says I must be delayed on Luckin. Yeah, LKNCY. Yeah, I think you might be delayed on that one. It should pop up now though, because right now it's 8:45, so we are 15 minutes into open. Usually whenever data is delayed, it's usually only 15 minutes, so maybe it'll be coming in now, Sal. But yeah, thanks for the question. I haven't looked at this stock in forever. Like I said, I didn't even know the ticker, but I know that there's been a lot of hype and stuff surrounding it, especially lately. So that's big. J Deep says AAL selling and NIO is popping. Let's see, good old AAL, American Airlines. Ooh, that is rough to see, J Deep. I hate to see American selling off like that. That is a very brutal push to the downside there. Looks like Delta's following suit along with Southwest too. So yeah, all of them are down. Let's see if the cruise lines are down. Yes, they are. We have Royal Caribbean down. It looks like Carnival's down too. Yeah, NCLH, I would almost bet $500 it's down. Yep, there it is, down 6.4%. So yeah, pretty bad moves on those reopening plays, I guess you could call those, JD. But I'm glad you mentioned NIO though. It's good to see them kind of coming back up a little bit. I was really bullish on those China plays yesterday. I thought they had some really good setups going on, and especially like in Baba's case, I was hoping we could pop up above 110, but we just did not see the breakout that I was hoping for. Obviously, the market totally reversed on us here, but keep your eyes on Baba. I do feel like that once we break 110, we can have a pretty good bounce back to the upside or a pretty good breakout. And I was hoping maybe Baba would bounce off $100 even. So I don't know how the price action is going to go today, but if they did bounce off of 100, I definitely would not be sad. And right after J Deep said NIO, George says China EVs, XPEV, LI, NEO, all going up. So yeah, XPEV, I know they're one of my favorite ones actually, and yeah, they are moving up in a good way. We also have LI here, starting to move up as well. What else we have on the list here? We have NEO, LI, XPEV. There's BYDDY. This is Warren Buffett's, I guess you could say, China EV pick. And this is the one he's been buying, but you can tell it's done very, very well. It's just now it's starting to pull back over a little bit. But yeah, guys, this EV company was a sleeper, guys. I mean, we need to start really paying more attention to Warren Buffett's positions, guys. I mean, like, he's just been so good over the past few years. Now, I know sometimes he loses. Like, he had a bad move, I think, on some airlines, and he cut them during COVID, and people gave him flack for that, but he made like billions and billions and billions on Apple. And you can see here, BYDDY is another one he's done very well on. Like, look at this. Like, every other stock has been pulling back lately, but we had good old BYDDY running all the way up to the top there. Sal says, almost forgot to hit that like button. Yeah, thank you, Sal. Of course, guys, smash that like button. I'll always appreciate that. And yeah, thanks so much, Sal, for hitting that like button. And yeah, thanks for the nice question, too. I really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you so much for joining up today, guys. Santi says, how's Tesla looking? Let's see. Good old Tesla, TSLA. I will say, before I look at the chart here, earlier this morning, it was looking pretty brutal to me. Let's check it out, though. It's down 4.3%. I will say it's been very, very flat since market open. Like, we've had a little bit of upwards movement, a little bit of downwards movement, but you can see it's been like a heartbeat monitor, actually. It's been like up, down, up, down, up, down, but it's only been like a couple point moves right around this like 670 support. So look at that big support there, though. I mean, Tesla's having a lot of consolidation here, and personally, I feel like Tesla is going to fall off a little bit more. That's just my opinion. It might not be today, but overall, I think that this will happen here over the next few months here. But let's see. Sam says Saidu is halted. Momentum stock of the day. SIDU. Huh. I've never heard of this one. Saidu Space. What is this? SIDU stock. Let's see. What is this? This is a very, very interesting thing here. Wow. Guys, talk about a very interesting stock. I like this. Wait till you guys hear about this. I think you guys will be pretty excited with this one. So SIDU, or Saidu Space, is a teammate on NASA's $3.5 billion exploration extravehicular activity services contract. So it sounds very interesting. So this extravehicular activity services contract is expected to include the design, development, production, hardware processing, and sustainment of an integrated extravehicular activity capability that includes a new spacesuit and ancillary hardware. I'll be honest, guys, I've never seen that word in my life, such as vehicle interface equipment and EVA tools. So that definitely sounds cool, guys. I mean, I don't know what they're talking about making here. Like vehicles that are going to go into space and stuff. I mean, hey, this looks like really nice. I don't know if these are vehicles that are going to land like on, for example, like on the ISS or on maybe something on the moon or something. But you can see it says it'll be using commercial space missions. Can provide services for the ISS. So definitely lots of different stuff here, but this is very interesting, and I just am so excited to see the space sector starting to blow up. But like you said, this thing is up 63% today. I mean, talk about a good mover there. I'm really happy you actually you called this one out here, Sam. I really appreciate that. This has a lot of momentum. I mean, wow, this is a pretty big stock, and like you said, it's even halted. I will say though, guys, be very careful trading this stock. It's probably going to be extremely crazy, and don't expect it just to fly straight up and keep going up. It's probably going to have a lot of volatility mixed in, and as we know, these stocks always go insane. But wow, I actually really like this one, and I really like the company, Sam. So thank you for pointing this one out. That is very interesting. Yeah, I'm really I'm about to read more into this company and maybe read more into like the suits they're going to build and exactly how extravehicular activity goes, because like it says here, satellite design, production, launch planning, like whatever it is, I can't wait to see what happens. But all this stuff with space, guys, is becoming very interesting. Let's see, Jay Deep then said Boeing in the green, and then Keisha actually said Boeing's holding up, and Peter says Boeing's doing good. So let's check that out. BA, yeah, it's only in the red ever so slightly here, 0.14%, and it's trying to pop up. Yeah, it's definitely trying to get a good pop today. Trying to break out above like 135, it looks like. Hopefully we can get that nice push out. It looks like Boeing is trying. It's holding up a little bit better than most stocks, guys. I will say I don't necessarily count this as any like grade A movement or anything, or really holding up, but hopefully we can get back up to that high of pre-market yesterday. I think that would definitely be good, but we're almost back. Hey, we're even now, so maybe we'll get back to green soon. But yeah, I will say it's still not my favorite setup today, but I'm glad it's holding up better than most. Square says airlines are still in turbulence, still lacking pilots to make things work. The regional airlines just gave their pilots a massive pay raise. Oh no, that's to make things worse. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a big pay. That's bad though. They're giving the regional airlines a massive pay raise, but they're lacking pilots. So, that's very strange there, Square. So yeah, we're gonna have to see if some of these U.S. companies can maybe get on board with some of that stuff going on, because as we know, the cruise lines, airlines, and everything like that have been brutal lately. If we look at those on like a max daily chart, you can really see here how like United Airlines started really selling off, along with AAL, DAL, stocks like that. But you can see DAL is actually right on that $30 support. it looks like it could maybe go down to like 25 or something at this point. But yeah, you're right. These airlines are definitely not looking good here. So thanks for pointing that out, Square. They're definitely having some turbulence in your words. I like your use of words there, Square. That was pretty funny. But hey, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. We're at 17 likes. If we could get up to 20 likes today, it would be awesome. That's going to be our like goal right there. But Kenya says Tesla 30 minutes chart looking like a cup and handles pattern. Let's see. I don't use 30-minute charts, but I will throw it on like a 1 hour chart maybe and check it out. Yeah, you know, I kind of see what you're saying here. Here's like your little handle. You got the cup. I don't know how she's going to end up moving now, but hopefully she breaks down below like 640 and then runs down with some good momentum. I think that would make for some good price action with good old Tessie here, but yeah, I like that. Mike Chang says, I wonder what stocks Burry is shorting. Was he bullish on Apple? And Hunter says he had puts on Apple. So yeah, that's for sure. You know I looked into Burry's positions a while ago. I will say it's been a little while, so I'm not necessarily up to date. But I know I'm not saying he's doing this now, but I remember for a long time he was holding those TLT puts. He also held puts on, you know, a few other things. But I will say, don't forget he was bullish on some stuff too. So keep that in mind. He was still longing some stuff, which is nice. Mike Chang says, those videos from Mike and Hunter are pretty helpful. Are you guys planning on making a video about options? Yeah, you know, Mike and Hunter always talk about options in their videos, Mike. And we talk about options every single night on the YouTube channel. Just go to Stocked Up on YouTube and, you know, we make videos every single night. I know we go over lots of different stuff regarding options. You know, we talk about the implied volatility, like some good stocks to trade that day. Mike and Hunter really get into valuations, and they go over a lot of different stuff with shorting puts, maybe doing covered calls, acquiring shares for the longer term and stuff like that in their videos. So yeah, Mike, you know, like I said, we definitely do options. If you're looking for something specific, let me know. Like, I don't know if you want, do you want videos about like options Greeks or like implied volatility or something like that? Or are you looking for like day trades or like long-term trades or what? Just let me know. We're always open to suggestions there. But yeah, those videos are very helpful, and it's really cool to see those longer term stocks that they always talk about. I know they always talk about, you know, stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Meta, or Facebook, stocks like that. And you know, like they've been talking about, a lot of these stocks still have some room to the downside as far as the valuations are concerned. And you know, we're still seeing the market kind of show that too. Now, of course, a lot of people are going to attribute everything to obviously rates, and then the Fed's now tightening, and everything like that is making the market fall. Of course it is, but the stocks being overvalued are just going to add to that sell-off. So just keep that in mind. And you know, like a lot of these stocks, they have had a lot of different cases where I know Hunter's been actually sending some in Discord a lot, and I've been eyeing them up and showing them on the live streams. Like, for example, he'll have a bear case on some stocks that is so low, or even a bull case is a lot lower than a lot of these stocks are at right now. Like whenever we look at some stocks like AMD, for example, like AMD is a perfect example of one that's, for example, I'm sure that some of those levels are down around like 60 and then like 50 maybe, you know, like there's as far as valuations are concerned, there's still a lot of stocks that are overvalued, which is my main point there. But yeah, Mike, just let me know some specifics there. B Square says commercial airlines usually get their pilots from regional pilots. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that, Square. I did not know that. I thought that whenever you say get their pilots, are you saying like that they usually hire their new pilots from there, or are you saying that they contract their pilots from, you know, regional pilots? I don't know exactly how all that works, Square. Obviously, I'm not a expert in, you know, air travel, I guess, but I will say that the big thing is with airlines is gonna obviously be travel picking up and stuff like that. And to me, one big issue with airlines and cruise lines right now is with inflation getting so high, I feel like people are going to start cutting back their spending, and they're just not going to go on as much vacations and stuff. So I think that's going to affect airlines more than anything else. But okay, so like Square said, they contract their pilots out. So that makes a lot of sense. Then Square. That's kind of what I was thinking when you said that. So, but yeah, that's very interesting. You know, I know some airlines they hire some of their own pilots, but yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of contractors out there too. Because, you know, imagine if you have the qualifications, I'm sure people would pay you the money, and of course, when there's shortages and stuff, it'd be really easy to, you know, contract in a few people rather than, you know, hiring on, you know, hundreds of new pilots and having to give them all the crazy benefits and everything. But guys, AMD is just exploding to the downside this morning. Like, look at this bad movement all the way down to $84. Like, we are breaking lower and lower by the minute here. That SPY is, I'll tell you, it looks like it's going to turn over. And we're getting all the way back down to that 368 support again. Hopefully we can hold up, guys, but this is some pretty crazy movement. Of course, let me know what stocks you want me to see, or what stocks you want to see in the chat below. Of course, if you want to see any stocks or talk about anything like oil or anything, just let me know and throw that in the chat, and we will take a look at those. But let's check out crude oil really quickly, guys, because the market's selling off and crude oil is actually coming down too. So we can see crude oil futures here are down to 110.63 at the low of day this morning. And if we look on that 1 year daily chart, crude is turning over in a big way. It's actually posting a higher low up here. So that's a bit of a bearish signal in my eyes. Crude is turning over. Now, we could still be on a nice bullish uptrend here. The main thing I'm saying, though, is just in the shorter term, this is definitely not good movement to see. And these technicals are definitely lining up down. So I could see oil falling off a little bit more. We can see Exxon is starting to sell back down a little bit. We also have Chevron pulling back, and yeah, a lot of these oil companies, guys, are falling down. And guys, you got to give me some L's in the chat for Cramer here, because look at Cramer. He came out on Monday, June 6th. This article came out at nighttime on Monday, June 6th. And you can see he says to buy the dip in oil stocks, stay away from everything else. I'll tell you guys, Cramer has a huge curse lately. I don't know if he's controlled by the hedgies or what's going on, guys, but Cramer has been nuts. You can see June 6th. Keep this date in the back of your mind here. June 6th, Cramer says to buy the dip in oil stocks and to stay away from everything else. Only trade oil stocks, he says. Now let's go on the chart here to Chevron. Let's go find June 6th, because this is going to be funny, guys. Here, I'm going to do it on the 1 hour chart to make it look even funnier, because this is going to be some bull crap right here, to say the least. But here, let's find June 6th. I'm going to circle it for you guys. All right, guys, look. Here's Cramer. Here's Cramer right here. Buy the dip in oil stocks, Cramer says. Buy it. Buy it up. And we tumble off. Like guys, like that is rough. That is rough movement. Right on the day Cramer says to buy, we tumble over. Now, it's not just Chevron. People are going to say, oh, that's just one stock. You know, of course, it's just one stock that happened with. Here's the next one here. Here's Exxon. June 6th. Buy the dip on oil, Cramer says. Of course, oil goes up like 3 or 5%, and then boom, right back over to the downside. Same thing again with Oxy. Same exact setup. Even worse. Look at the way Oxy's selling off. Is Buffett selling out of his shares or something? Like, why is this thing selling off so much more drastically? But look at Oxy. He pretty much called the damn top on Oxy, guys. Like, that is just, I don't know. Just like what George says, Cramer is too suspicious. It's just unbelievable how they still give him airtime after all these fails. Exactly, George. And I think that at this point, it just comes down to the fact that Cramer is just gonna, you know, I think the main thing is that he just does whatever he wants. You know, I just think that he just spews out random information, and I honestly would not be surprised if people you know, tried to get him to influence things in some ways. But yeah, I would not be surprised by anything like that one bit. But it is pretty funny, guys. Kramer had that big curse, and he pretty much called the top on oil. So thank you, Kramer. I appreciate you doing that. And of course, after he says that, you know, even crude oil itself can't even hold up. Even crude oil itself has to fall. So yeah, thank you, Kramer, for your beautiful analysis there. E says lucid drilling a bit. Let's see. LCID drilling a bit. Does that mean she's dying? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's drilling into the ground. That's for sure. Down 6.85%. Man, E, that is a pretty bad sell-off there. I hate to see that. Yeah, that is a big pullback with Lucid. That makes me feel like Rivian is going to also be coming back down. And yes, they are back down to 27. That's Mike Trout's number there, right at 27 even. So yeah, that is a big pullback though with Rivian, guys. I hate to see those stocks fall off in that type of way. Looks like we have XPEV also tumbling over here, all the way down to 25.50 today. Yeah, that is rough. They were looking pretty hot at market open, but yeah, they definitely turned back over there. So yeah, like E said, Lucid's drilling, but then even the Chinese EVs are falling back off too. Looks like LI's down. NIO is really tumbling over, guys. Yeah, they hit off like almost at $20 support, and now they are just seriously exploding back down. So that is a terrible move. We have SQQQ, the ultra short of the NASDAQ here, running up a lot, actually, up 10%. I bet QQQ is selling off a lot. Yeah, of course, QQQ is starting to tumble over, though, again, so keep that in mind. Yeah, we have that SPY also continuing to break down here. Hopefully it keeps running down with momentum so you guys can catch some good momentum plays, possibly to the downside. But this is a brutal stock market, guys. I definitely feel some sympathy here. This is just a terrible sell-off. And look at the SPY. I mean, we had a bad pre-market, but man, whenever the market opened, I didn't think we would do this bad. But yeah, we really did. We broke below 370 and just seriously exploded down in a big way. I will say my free day trade in the Discord today has been holding up pretty well. I had it if we fell below 369.40, maybe get some puts here on the SPY. And, you know, if you would have played that, it would have worked out pretty well. I would say for a scalp, you could have, if you were trading something that expired this week, you could have made maybe, you know, 5 to 10%, I would like to think. So I don't know exactly what it was because obviously I was on the stream, but, you know, still it's, I think that play would have done fairly decent. So, but yeah, looking at the stocks moving today, a lot of things down, of course, guys. I will say to the upside now, we have Walmart up in the green, which is interesting. So I only have 3 stocks on my watch list that are green here: Walmart, Twitter, and then Redbox. And all 3 of them are green, but they're not really moving in any green ways. Walmart has the most green movement out of all of them. Twitter, I don't know what these candlesticks are on Twitter, but Twitter is all over the place. They have some big wicks going on, and I'm sure they're going to continue to be volatile with all the Elon news and everything like that coming out. Yeah, I know somebody asked about Tesla at the beginning of the live stream here. Let's see. Oh yeah, Bic S said, "Hi Tom, puts on Tesla." Yeah, I think that's a really good way to go today. Tesla is really dying off, and I know people were asking about how Tesla was looking earlier. So, and personally, I think that we could see some pretty big moves down with Tesla. Sorry, Bic, I think I actually missed that question there, but I did answer Santi's about Tesla just after yours, so hopefully that helped you out. But yeah, I think that puts were the way to go for sure. In my eyes, I see it selling off, and like I said earlier, it had like a heartbeat pattern going on, and that was the main thing that was happening earlier. The stock was just really flat. We can see here on the 1-minute chart, it was just all over the place, like up, down, up, down, up, down, and we finally started breaking back lower, but looks like it is now holding now at 655, so maybe there's a bit of support there at 655, which could definitely be interesting for us. Keisha says UNH is bouncing and SJM bounce. Let's see, United Healthcare. Let's see. Yeah, UNH is kind of bouncing today. Off of those lows. Yeah, it's bouncing from 450 up to 455, and it actually doesn't look bad for a bit of recovery, Keisha. Good call out there. Let's see, SJM, Smuckers. I've never heard of this one. I mean, I know what it is. It's jam. They make like peanut butter and jam, and jelly and stuff like that. So let's see. Wow, their stock list looked pretty safe. I mean, it did have a big dip in like 2016, 2017. It kind of reminds me of like Triple M, I think. Let's see. Yeah, kind of like Triple M, like one of those safer plays. Not necessarily safer, I should say, but it's definitely an interesting stock nonetheless. Oh, SJM. SJM. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's been holding up okay, which is the good news. It does look like it's on a bit of a downtrend now, though, so I will say be careful with it. But yeah, you're right. Today, it's almost back to even, so it definitely is up a few dollars since that bounce of like 121.50. So I'll definitely take those moves, Keisha. And yeah, thanks for calling those two out. I'm definitely glad to look at any type of stock. So thank you for that one. Square says good old Dollar General is up. DG, let's see. DG. Wow, she is up 0.36%. And yeah, I will tell you, I think that DG will be a pretty good stock for the next couple months and maybe even for the next year or so, especially as consumers start to watch their money more with inflation going crazy and stuff. I think Dollar General will be a good thing to watch along with DLTR or $1.50 Tree. I think both of those places will be very crucial, and whenever I'm looking at them, DG is my favorite out of both, but I think that they both could have pretty good movement. I just want to point those out because if we look at like a max weekly, dang, I can't go back to 2008. But a lot of people say that during bad economic times, these cheaper, I guess you could say cheaper grocery stores and stuff like Dollar General, Dollar Tree and stuff, they usually do better because obviously, like I said, people are watching their money. But guys, don't forget to smash that like button really quick. We only need 2 more likes to hit 20 likes on the live stream. 2 more likes, that's all we need. So please smash that like button. It'll really help out. And we've been going live just about every single day. So hopefully you guys are liking that. Of course, if we get to 20 likes, we'll look at maybe doing something else here. But let's see. Unity is still falling off, guys. Down 11% today. Still going down too. Like, it's not like they're slowing down. They still are posting that low there on the chart. You can see they're almost back down to $30, which is a pretty big support for them. So I could see Unity having a pretty big sell-off into 30. And what also sucks is that, oh man, guys, DraftKings is down 10%. They gave back all of those gains from yesterday, and that is just brutal, the sell-off on DraftKings there. I hate to see that. That is a big sell-off back down, and yeah, that is brutal, guys. I just cannot believe that poor DraftKings just continues to get beaten. But, I will say it's all growth stocks today. It's not just DraftKings, but I will say DraftKings' move is definitely more accelerated than most of the downwards momentum that we are seeing today. Even some of these slower movers like McDonald's are down today. Target is down. KO or Coke is down a little bit. So it's not like it's DraftKings' fault necessarily, but yeah, it's definitely a bad move. DraftKings is down like with Fubo. Fubo's down 10%, down to $2.50, guys. Look at SKLZ, down to $1.30. I bet you SKLZ pissed some people off. I know people that were buying SKLZ at like $10, man. I couldn't even imagine that right now. That's a brutal stock, but yeah, that is just insane there. I cannot believe these sell-offs. And yeah, we are up to 22 likes. So thank you guys so much for that. Got up above 20 likes today. Thank you guys so much. Of course, we go live every single day at market open, as long as the market's open, that is. So yeah, definitely join us up here every single day. If you know anybody else that trades or anything, definitely let them know about the stream too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for liking it today. Always glad to get up to 22 likes. If you guys want to look at any stocks, any plays, or anything like that, just let me know in the comments. If you guys are playing any specific stocks today, or if you guys are day trading anything, we can also look at those. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining up. Sam says Saidu just popped again. SIDU. Yes, it did. Saidu Space still going up here. This is going to be a pretty crazy stock, I think, Sam. The way that this stock's been running has just been absolutely insane, and it's up 75, almost 75%, and they have that huge space news going on. So I'm actually going to throw this one into the Discord really quickly because, man, that is an insane, insane move. I mean, I just cannot believe the way that Saidu is running up here. I'm going to have to get that space news here up too. Because, I mean, this is insane. That is just an insane report that they're working with NASA on that $3.5 billion deal, and that should help their company. You know, I will say $3.5 billion, like, we keep looking at market caps of companies lately, and $3.5 million is nothing. So, but it is something, though, for a newer space stock. So I hope that it helps Saidu, and hopefully she keeps running, because that is some really good news there. And, yeah, that had a ton of volume over the past few trading days. So definitely look at Saidu, guys. That thing has a ton of momentum, and who knows, maybe if we break 9, we could have a pretty safe move up to around $10. I will say this play looks pretty bullish compared to most of the setups that we're seeing this morning, so definitely keep that on the radar. But SPY just continues to sell off, guys. We got down to 367.39 there. We are slowing down a little bit, but yeah, we did post that low just a few minutes ago, so still be on the lookout for those lows on the big indices this morning. QQQ is down to 272.53 today. Wow, guys, that is a brutal move down. And I hate to sound so negative today, but every single stock is down besides Redbox. I will say, guys, Boeing is almost back up into the green. You know, if Boeing just goes up a little bit more, we'll be green. And Boeing was green momentarily for a little while there, so maybe Boeing can go back up. I know a lot of people were hyping them up in the chat earlier, so hell yeah, let's go Boeing. And yeah, that's great to see. So I'd love to see Boeing go up, especially if you guys are still holding some of those calls. That would be awesome. Bick says, hi Tom, what about Apple puts? What do you think? Good old Apple, let's see. Check out Apple here. Ooh, I don't know, Bick. This one is very strange to me today. I will say I am seeing a bit of a crazy sell-off here. Let's see. Let's see. So if I look on the chart, blah, blah, blah. Let's make a drawing. I think I'm seeing a perfect, like, pattern here. Yeah, like something like that. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Something like this, maybe. On good old Apple here. Lines up pretty well. I would say with Apple, it looks more bullish to me than bearish right now. It is extending up a little bit, so that is going to probably influence me a little bit here. If we can fall back over on Apple, though, and break back below like 130.70, which was that low of just a few minutes ago, I think Apple could be a pretty good play back down. I will say I like the setup to the downside. It's just over the past couple minutes, Apple's been kind of running back up. So I don't know. Keisha says, I can't believe Apple's down this low. I can't either, Keisha. Well, I will say it's not been the worst. I keep forgetting that they split, so it doesn't look like quite as bad as I would have expected it to. So like Apple from the top to the bottom is, yeah, it's down like 28, almost 30%. It's almost like 1/3 of its valuation from the high. So yeah, I guess or 2/3 of its valuation from the high, but it fell down 1/3. So, but as far as puts today, I think puts will be good maybe like next week, or I should say maybe tomorrow on Friday or maybe on Monday. As of today, though, it looks like Apple's definitely popping up intraday. Bick, it'd be really hard for me to buy puts on Apple today. There's a lot of other stocks running down a little bit more. I think that puts might be a little bit better on, kind of like on maybe like Unity or, you know, Fubo or something like that. I think those might be better plays down than Apple itself. But, you know, just keep in mind, that's just my opinion. Apple still could end up falling down today very easily. And like I said, if they break back below 130.70, I might look to fire some puts off there. I just don't want to buy and then like have Apple come back up, because I will say it's been a pretty brutal overall week. So hopefully Apple doesn't start to come back up intraday. And I don't know, it's already down quite a bit, especially for such a big stock in the market. I feel like it's going to be tough for Apple to just keep selling off, you know, like all throughout the day. But yeah, a lot of stocks are still falling off, guys. Like Square or Block is down. Like so many stocks. Rivian, Tesla, GM. I mean, we haven't talked about General Motors in a long time, but look at that. Yeah, that is brutal there, guys. Hate to see that type of move down, but let's see. I want to find something up. I mean, I guess we could look at that SQQQ again. SQQQ is running. Who asked about this one earlier? This thing is still popping up, and maybe these will be the plays if you want to play anything to the upside over the next few days. SQQQ might be the way, along with Drip. Drip goes up when crude oil falls, so you can see Drip actually would have been a pretty good setup, especially ever since Kramer's curse hit on crude oil. But yeah, Drip is definitely moving up here, guys. It's having a pretty good move, and I'll take it considering considering all the craziness that's been going on. So glad to see Drip up. Maybe, yeah, like I said, guys, some of these plays on these commodities like Drip, you can also trade like JNUG and JDST for gold. For example, if gold's up, JNUG will rise. If gold's down, JDST will generally rise. Just keep in mind these things move a ton. Like they're all over the place. Like they're up 5% today on JDST because gold is just slightly down. And you can see JNUG is down, of course, because gold is or JNUG's down because gold is down, of course. Hate to see those stocks moving crazy like that. JNUG and JDST used to be a lot more popular back in the day. Let me know if you guys remember JNUG or JDST at all, because I remember whenever I first started trading, or at least within the first couple years of me trading, JDST and JNUG got super popular along with Gush and Drip, and people were just trading those types of weird commodity stocks non-stop, and it was making for some crazy movement and some crazy price action. Some people were making some pretty big gains on these stocks, and like you can tell on Drip, you know, like if you would have seen crude oil falling off, you could have maybe said to yourself, well, hey, I'm going to grab some shares of Drip then. Even if you didn't get the bottom up to where we are today, oh, I messed up. Even from the bottom to where we are today, you could have had a nice like 38% pop just from last Friday. So that just goes to show you how much some of these crazy ETFs can end up moving with those commodities. So pretty insane on those stocks there. Peter says KR is doing great, just had earnings and good guidance. Kroger, did they do good? Are they doing good though? It looks like they're selling off. I don't know, Peter. I'm not going to say this is good, but yeah, I'm glad they had good numbers at least, like you said. It looks like that EPS beat. Yeah, good guidance is great, Peter. So hopefully their stock does end up coming up. I'd love to buy the dip on Kroger, and I hope their stock keeps flying because they've been doing very well with inflation. But I will say their stock moved down even with the good news, apparently. So that is a bit of a, I guess, a bit of a damper on the good mood with good old KR. But yeah, thank you guys so much for liking the stream. We're up to 25 likes today. It's been a long time, guys, since we've been up to 25 likes. Who knows? Maybe we can hit 30 or something today. But yeah, thank you guys so much, of course. And thanks for being here as always. But yeah, KR is having some insane moves. Peter says KR is in a nice longer-term setup right now. Yeah, I agree. I think it's in a pretty good long-term setup here. I'm actually noticing a bit of something here, Peter. Let me do something with good old KR here. Let's have some draw. We're gonna have drawing time, guys. It's time to go to like it's art class day or whatever. Let's see. So I'm noticing like a pretty good trend line here on KR. Yeah, I mean, this is not bad, Peter. I mean, Peter, look at this. We actually bounced like right off of that trend line today, believe it or not. It's pretty insane, actually. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I like this. I like this trend line, Peter. This is very nice. I'm not sure that it's going to necessarily keep going up off of this trend line or not. I have a bad feeling with the market being bad, we might tumble through this. But Peter, I mean, that's a pretty good technical trend line there over the past couple years. So definitely glad to see this type of crazy movement, and it's honestly right on support too. Like, let's see the big support. Drawing out some technicals here for you guys if you guys are interested in that. Yeah, look at this. Even that support line, it was really close. Let's see how close it got in pre-market to that support. Wow, look at that. It bounced like right on that trend and right on that support. Yeah, Peter goes, now you see it. LOL. Yeah, I definitely do. I see it now. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. That's a very interesting setup, Peter. I'll tell you, if we start bouncing off of this level, I don't know where we're gonna end up, but hopefully we recover here. That would make for some great movement, and yeah, this could be a pretty good dip buy. I know Kroger seems like it's already pretty high, guys, but like let's say we go up. Let's just say you buy it at $50 and it goes up to the high. I mean, you're looking at 25% almost to the high, so that's good. And with inflation going up, these companies like Kroger and Target and Walmart and companies like that should make more as long as people keep buying. If people quit spending money though, then it can end up getting pretty insane. Sam says Sidu hit $9. Let's check that out again. SIDU. Ooh, it must have hit 9 and got rejected. Oh, I had a bit of a fake out. It broke 9, ran up to 922, and now she's pulling back. But we'll have to see if she can keep going up today or not, Sam. That is such an interesting stock. For anybody who just joined up on the live stream, SIDU is a very interesting stock. It's a new space company, and they are going to have, well, they got awarded NASA's Exploration Extravehicular Activity Services contract. So sounds insane. They're going to oversee a lot of stuff, and hopefully this just helps Saidu continue to pop up. And just be careful though, guys. It's going to be an insane stock, but I really love that. GZ says Apple levels AAPL. Yeah, let's see. Apple 130. I think 130 is going to be really big for Apple today, GZ. Obviously, $130.50 was obviously the low today, though. So keep that in mind. And when looking at a daily chart, let's see like a max daily. Try to find some good supports coming up here. Yeah, I definitely think 130 is going to be a pretty big support. Maybe like right around like 129. So be a little careful of that, but I really like that support level. Below that, I'm really trying to eye up like 120 under that. And then under 120, I think Apple could go back to 100 if that ends up breaking below 120. But I don't know. Hopefully we don't break below 120. I will say, though, this sell-off is brutal. And what I do want to point out, guys, is on a longer-term chart, these stocks can continue lower. I've been saying this for a few weeks now, actually for a couple months, that I feel like stocks can end up going a little bit lower than they have been. Everybody was thinking that on that last uptrend, stocks were going to just start flying back up off the dip. But, that was not the case. A lot of stocks turned right back over and now are continuing lower. And, I know I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything by saying that I'd been saying that for the past few months because, I haven't been necessarily like buying puts on a lot of these stocks like Apple or Microsoft or anything. So, I'm not trying to sound any type of way with it. I'm just pointing out that I feel like that these stocks can continue lower. And looking at Apple's chart here, I have a feeling we're probably going to break below 130 with some type of authority. I don't know if it'll be today or next week or what, but yeah, I can definitely see these stocks going lower for sure. It's just hard today. It's just a hard day on Apple. It's just not really moving much, but yeah, 130 is going to be the main level I'm looking at, and if we pop below that, I'm going to really look for a good sell-off. So yeah, thanks for the question there, GZ. And if anybody wants any other stocks covered, just let me know in the comments and we will cover them really quickly. Probably going to cut out the stream here in about, 5 minutes or so. So definitely let me know in the comments if you guys want any other stocks covered or if you have any questions about the Feds or rates or anything like that. Just let me know. Let's go check that on that dollar again, though, real quick. I know Peter's been eyeing that up. Looks like the dollar is having a big pullback today, which is very interesting. Wow, Peter, the dollar is now starting to break back below lows. So, yeah, we're going to have to see what happens. But this is a bad sell-off here. We're moving below that 1,000 SMA. And you can see the 1,000 SMA is held up near perfectly on that dollar. Now, I'm not saying that this is necessarily the main reason why the dollar is going down or anything, but still, it's pretty big to see it falling below that after riding it up with such authority there for a while. So that break could have maybe have been a pretty good indicator to play this one down. But yeah, Peter, it's just continuing to sell off today and brutal movement out of that dollar still. Let's go check on that SPY though really quickly before we cut out the stream here. Yeah, SPY is trying to pop back up intraday actually, so that's good to see. You can see on the 1 minute chart here, she's trying to come back, so very, very interesting with SPY. I guess like Peter said, maybe expect a bit of a dip buy back up here as that dollar starts to pull back down a little bit. So very interesting, but maybe we will see an intraday pop out of the SPY. And personally, I hope we do. I hope we get up to 370 or maybe even 372. I think that could make for some pretty big movement there. And Keisha says SWBI tanked or Smith & Wesson. Did it? How badly? Let's see, 4.27%. That is not good. Yeah, I will say it's getting back down to that support level from before that gun news came out. So that's going to be big for Smith and Wesson, Keisha. But yeah, you're right. It did tank, and look at that IV on SWBI. It's starting to really climb up. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I feel like their next earnings report might make them get a boost up because if they're going to talk about gun legislation and stuff, who knows? They might look for like an increase in profits or something like that. But yeah, good call out there with SWBI. But yeah, I really appreciate everybody joining up today. Of course, Keisha, Peter as always, GZ, Bick, Sam, B Square, George, of course, E, Mike Chang, Hunter, thanks for being here. Sal, thanks for joining up. It was, I think, the first time I've seen you in here, so always glad to see new faces. Kenya, thanks for joining. Who else here? Jamie, of course, Carlos 182, Vicky, Santi, thanks for joining. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all you guys for joining up and of course giving me comments and different stocks to look at and stuff like that. Of course, Mike will have the intraday video out here in a few hours, so always be prepared for that video coming out today. We're going to have the YouTube video coming out tonight, of course, sometime right around 6 p.m. Eastern time, so keep that in the back of your mind for that YouTube video. And if you guys would definitely do me a big favor, please comment on that YouTube video tonight. It really helps whenever people interact and comment with those videos. And even if you guys don't want to watch the whole video, please just like let the video run in the background. That type of stuff really, really helps with YouTube's algorithm and stuff like that. We've been really trying to make the channel a lot better lately, and we're going to start getting into a lot more stuff. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day, guys.